What if the most unforgettable love story wasn't just written in a script? What if the chemistry we see on screen was quietly blooming behind the scenes? Welcome to New Star Xian, where today we explore the tender moments, unscripted glances, and shared laughter between Xian and Xian, a pair that continues to blur the lines between fiction and something far more real. When actors Xian and Xian first graced the screen together, audiences were instantly captivated by their natural chemistry. Their on-screen romance in Go-Go Squid wasn't just compelling, it felt genuine. It sparked something in viewers that extended beyond the scripted lines or rehearsed scenes. But what truly set them apart wasn't simply their performance. It was the quiet, lingering question that followed every interaction. Is there something more? In a world where celebrity relationships are either carefully manufactured or chaotically exposed, the gentle and unspoken connection between Xian and Xian feels like a breath of fresh air. Their smiles, exchanged glances, and subtle touches during off-screen moments suggest a level of comfort and familiarity that goes beyond professional rapport. It's in the way he looks at her when she's not watching. It's in the way she lights up when he enters the room. There's a softness between them, calm, unforced, almost as if they don't need to say a word because their presence is already enough. These aren't loud declarations of affection. There are no public confessions or tabloid scandals. Instead, there is a kind of stillness in how they are with each other, an intimacy built over time, possibly rooted in shared experiences and mutual respect. That, perhaps, is what resonates with fans the most. In them, people see not just a fairy tale couple, but a portrait of something real, two individuals navigating fame, pressure, and life with a quiet understanding that doesn't demand validation. Their behind-the-scenes interactions are what keep this story alive in the hearts of so many. A glance, a helping hand, a genuine laugh. These tiny, unscripted gestures are what make people believe in authenticity again. The camera may stop rolling, but the warmth between them doesn't. Whether they are seated side by side during interviews or standing quietly together during public events, their presence exudes familiarity. It's not just about romantic chemistry, it's emotional alignment. And perhaps that's what we're all drawn to, the possibility that, amidst the bright lights and relentless pace of the entertainment world, something truly tender can bloom. That love doesn't always need to shout. Sometimes it just shows up in the quietest ways. For those who have followed them for years, the joy comes not from a confirmed relationship status, but from witnessing a bond that continues to evolve with time and grace. In the end, we may never know exactly what lies behind the smiles. But maybe that's not what matters most. What matters is how they make us feel, hopeful, inspired, and reminded that the most beautiful connections often speak in silence. And in the case of Xian and Xian, those smiles may be telling a story far deeper than words ever could. Off-screen moments that say more than words. In the realm of entertainment, where everything is polished, rehearsed, and often carefully curated, it is the quiet, unplanned moments that truly linger. With Xian and Xian, it is not their dialogue on set that continues to stir hearts, but rather the brief, fleeting exchanges that occur when the cameras aren't meant to be watching. These are the moments that feel most honest. Glimpses of something unscripted, unrehearsed, and profoundly human. Their off-screen interactions possess a tenderness that words often fail to capture. A knowing smile exchanged between takes, a hand instinctively offered to steady the other, a laugh shared without context. All these moments create a tapestry of connection far more telling than any interview could ever reveal. There is a natural rhythm between them, a comfort born not only of shared screen time, but of shared understanding. It's the kind of bond that doesn't need to be explained, because it's felt. There's a moment fans often revisit, the way Xian gently fixes Xian's hair during a press event, without fanfare or theatrics. He does it casually, almost absent-mindedly, yet with a kind of care that speaks volumes. She doesn't flinch or step away. Instead, she smiles, as if it's the most normal thing in the world. That moment, brief as it was, told a story, not about romance necessarily, but about trust. About a closeness that has no need to be performed. These glimpses behind the curtain matter because they allow us to believe in something genuine. In an industry that thrives on illusion, there's something deeply reassuring about watching two people connect in ways that aren't part of the script. It's in these offhand gestures that we see something real, a kind of unspoken affection that can't be staged or directed. Even in group settings, their dynamic remains quietly unique. They don't dominate the room, nor do they seek attention. Instead, their connection plays out in side glances and inside jokes, in the way their body language naturally leans toward one another, even when surrounded by others. These are not moments meant to sell a story or promote a drama. They're simply instances of human connection slipping through the cracks of the spotlight. What makes these off-screen moments so impactful isn't just their spontaneity, but the sincerity they convey. They're subtle, often small, yet they leave an impression that lasts longer than any headline. Because when you see two people interacting with such ease and quiet respect, it touches something deeper. It reminds us that the most meaningful relationships often live in the quiet spaces between words, in shared silences, in reflexive kindness, in the comfort of simply being seen. And so, while fans may never receive official confirmation of what lies between Yang Zi and Xian, perhaps they don't need to. The beauty of their story isn't in declarations, but in the moments that slip through when no one is supposed to be looking. Moments that don't shout, but whisper something unmistakably real. The power of subtlety, why they feel so real. In a world that often rewards loudness and spectacle, there is something undeniably captivating about the quiet. The subtle.
The unspoken.
And in the case of Yang Zi and Xian, it is exactly this restraint, their understated energy, that makes their connection feel so incredibly real. Unlike the many celebrity pairings who fuel headlines with grand gestures and public declarations, Yang Zi and Xian rarely offer anything overt. Yet, paradoxically, it is this very absence of drama that draws people in. The warmth between them is not announced, it is simply felt, in the pauses, in the glances, in the way their energies naturally align without effort. Their closeness is not curated for cameras or built for marketing. It flows with a kind of quiet ease that doesn't demand to be seen, but instead invites you to notice. Their subtlety is powerful because it reflects how intimacy works in the real world. It's not always showy or dramatic. Often, it lives in the smallest gestures, how someone listens when the other speaks, how they instinctively create space for each other in a crowded room, or how they share the kind of laughter that doesn't need explanation. With Yang Zi and Xian, those moments feel authentic. They don't perform connection, they live it. And that's what sets them apart. During interviews and variety shows, there's a rhythm between them, never forceful, never rehearsed. It's the way Xian waits for Yang Zi to finish her thoughts, or how she turns to him half laughing, already knowing what he's going to say. They read each other not like co-stars, but like old friends who have traveled through life with a quiet understanding of each other's tempo. And that kind of natural harmony is rare, especially in an industry built on scripts and controlled narratives. Their realism resonates because it reminds audiences of their own relationships, the ones built slowly, with sincerity, and marked more by consistency than spectacle. Viewers don't just see romance in Yang Zi and Xian, they see respect, care, and mutual grounding. It's a connection that feels lived in, familiar, and deeply human. And in a digital age saturated with overexposure and noise, that authenticity feels like a rare gift. Perhaps most profound is that their subtlety doesn't undercut the strength of their bond, it enhances it. Because it means they don't need to convince anyone. They are not trying to be anything other than themselves. And in doing so, they speak to something universal, that the strongest emotions often don't need to be shouted. That true connection doesn't always arrive wrapped in grand romantic flourishes. Sometimes it simply shows up as a quiet presence, a look across the room, a shared smile, a calm that says, "I know you." Yang Zi and Xian remind us that there is beauty in restraint, power in stillness, and truth in what's left unsaid. And maybe, just maybe, that's why their story, real or imagined, feels so achingly real to all of us watching.
Here's a little fan dream.
Imagine Yang Zi and Xian reuniting in a modern romantic film, perhaps set in Paris or Seoul, where love is quiet, mature, and unexpected. What if they played two old friends reconnecting years later? A slow-burn, poetic kind of love story that mirrors what fans hope is real. Wouldn't the line between acting and reality feel even more beautifully blurred? Let us know in the comments. Would you watch that film? At a time when media is often noisy and overproduced, the natural synergy between these two stars offers something rare.
Emotional safety. Mutual respect. Unspoken understanding.
They remind us that authentic connection is timeless, no matter where you live, what language you speak, or how old you are. Whether you're 21 in Seoul or 65 in Sydney, we all recognize love when we see it. And sometimes, it looks just like Yang Zi and Xian. This isn't just a story about celebrities. It's a reminder of how powerful simple kindness, loyalty, and friendship can be, on screen and in life.
So next time you see them sharing a smile, remember,
It might just be more than acting. It might be a rare, beautiful truth, happening quietly, right before our eyes. Warm, grateful, encouraging tone. If this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, News Star Xian, for more uplifting stories, emotional moments, and deep dives into the world of your favorite Chinese stars. We're here to bring you stories that inspire, entertain, and maybe help you believe in real connections again. Speech balloon, drop a comment below. What moment between Yang Zi and Li Xian do you think was the most genuine? Hit the bell icon to stay updated. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.